It's showtime. It's time for last-minute betting with the Sports Nuts. Bob and Mike are here right now with your quick fix for sports, just like we are on a radio show. We're out here doing it here on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. Don't forget, folks, the OddsJam Player Prop mobile app. Share that link. It is for iPad, iPhone, and for Mac computers. And by the way, this show is brought to you by OddsJam, the premier odds comparison company, OddsJam.com. Discord link is below for the paid picks. Go check that out. Click the links below for the best sports books in your state and the OddsJam Partner Program. Share that link with your friends. Get 20% of all the revenue generated from that link. Then we also have a form below in the description to get a personal one-on-one tutorial on how to make $2,500 a month sports betting. You can do this either with me or Mike. We have Calendly links there, or you can contact Mike at his email, mike@oddsjam.com, or me at my email, bob@oddsjam.com. All right, Mike, we got to get going in a hurry here because there are games that are getting ready to be played in 9 minutes between the Reds and Phillies and the Padres and Marlins. Do you have anything on either of those two games right now?
Yeah, Bob, I'm going with the Padres on the money line tonight. And look, I know Cabrera is on the mound. He's been pretty good. Manet has been kind of hit or miss, but I think the Padres need this game bad. So I'm going to roll with them tonight. And then also you mentioned, what was the other game you just said, Bob?
Phillies Reds.
Yeah, I've got nothing. You know what, Bob? Honestly, yeah, I do. I take that back. We're gonna roll with the Phillies tonight on the run line.
Yes, I agree.
Minus 1.5.
100%. And let's take care of those really, really quickly. And let me share my screen real quick so you can see the odds as they are right now from OddsJam, the premier odds comparison company. Let us go to Phillies Reds. Let us go to the run line. And that number right now is minus 110 on DraftKings, PointsBet, and BetMGM. And then in the other game, sometimes it just takes a little bit to get there. All right. In the Marlins Padres game, did you say you were taking the Padres on the money line? Yes?
Yeah.
Okay. Minus 150, and that's a good play. And you know what? I'm going to add that Padres play to a bet tracker. How's that? I'm going with the Cubs tonight on the run line.
Okay.
I'm actually going with them on the run line because Patrick Corbin is pitching. As I show you this here, you're going to see how I did this. I go to the Cubs Nationals game, go down here in this drop down, click the run line. The Cubs are plus 105, almost a positive EV play. There's the OddsJam perfect line. And I'm going to add that to a parlay. We're actually going to build a parlay from tonight's picks. Padres money line, Cubs run line. We're at plus 242 after two picks right now, Mike. All right. Let's get back to something else that we need to talk about really, really quick. Walker Buehler of the Dodgers out for the season with the problems that Kershaw has been having. This is not a solidified Dodgers rotation, even with Urias, who just won his sixth straight, and Gonsolin in there. They got to be a little worried right now, don't you think?
Maybe, but you also got to take into consideration Tyler Anderson's been pretty good as well, Bob. So you look at the rotation with Gonsolin, Anderson, Urias. I'll tell you what, I don't think that they're in bad shape with those guys, and that's pretty what they've had a lot of they have had Kershaw some of the year as well, but they have not shown that they're going to fall off, even having lost Kershaw, right? So not a lot has really changed with this Dodgers team throughout the season. There's one thing that's been consistent with them, that is that they can surprise you in the late innings and put on some runs. and that, from a pitching perspective, they really have a pretty solid rotation that I think could be really difficult come playoff time, because they're not going to have to them top three guys are going to be, who you're going to see a lot. What are you shaking your head for?
I got to disagree with you. When you lose a guy like Buehler, who can
They've been without Buehler. They've been without him.
But you're missing the point. He's out for the season.
Now
you don't have him. He's a shutdown guy in the playoffs.
I know he is, but they've been without him and they've been fine. So if in all honesty, you could argue that could work in the reverse effect, that if he come back, what if he's not 100%? What if he's not the same? And you take out, who are you going to, Arias, Anderson, Gonsolin's probably there. Are you going to not let Tyler Anderson pitch as much?
Mike, this is elbow surgery for Buehler. So probably looking at Tommy John. And if that's the case, not a good thing.
I don't think it's a good thing, but if you're talking about can the Dodgers still compete? Yes, but
they're not the solid favorite that they were. When you take out, if Kershaw is not going to be 100% and you take out Buehler, you are net going to be the favorite. You better watch out for the Mets.
Well, but they've been the favorite even without these guys. Nobody's factoring in.
Mike. That was with the hope of these guys coming back. Now that Buehler's out for the season. All right, Jacob Trainer, good afternoon, fellas. Let's roll. We are rolling here. We are rolling. We've already got a couple of plays. We're going to take the Phillies -1.5. You got 4 minutes to get that bet in, Jacob. And we're taking the Padres on the money line. Those are both Mike's plays. And, of course, Cubs on the run line. That is from this morning. And that is all I have there. Mike, what other plays do you have in baseball tonight?
Well, Bob, I'm going to go back to a couple. The two teams that I went 4-2 yesterday. Can't complain there. But the two teams that did let me down were the Mets and the Astros. I don't think the Astros lose back-to-back. You've got Verlander that is on the mound. Cease has been a stud as well for the White Sox. I understand that, but I don't think the White Sox win 2 in a row. I think the Astros are able to get this one. So I'm taking them on the money line, and I'm going back to the Mets on the money line. Charlie Morton, I'm not confident in him, and I don't think that the Mets are going to lose 2 in a row. So I'm going to go with the fact that last night it just counted for one game. The Mets didn't show up. They got their butts kicked, and they got to bounce back. I think they will. I mentioned the Padres, and we mentioned the Phillies. I'm also going to go to the Mariners on the money line. We're getting good value there. I don't think there's any doubt that they are a better team than the Angels. So I am taking the Mariners on the money line, and I'm going with the Diamondbacks, Bobby, on the money line. Kelly's on the mound. Been pitching very good for the Diamondbacks, so I'm going to go with them to pull off the upset as well, Bob.
Okay, so both of those plays. There's Glenn Howard. Again, Glenn, how you doing, buddy? He said he just locked in both of those fellas. That means the Phillies and the Padres. So if we lose, it's Mike's fault, Glenn.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Just kidding around. Trying to get a laugh out of the guy. You got to smile every once in a while, Mike.
Let's parlay those together anyway. We're gonna parlay the Mariners.
You want the Mariners on the money line and the parlay too?
Yeah. And also, Bob, my lock of the night, I'm going with the Cardinals on the run line.
Okay. All right. I got to remember what
Colorado's awful on the road.
What we got in here is Cubs and Padres so far. You're wanting Mariners on the money line?
Yeah, add that one in because it is a pretty juiced money line anyway.
Okay, let's add it. And let's take a look at what our parlay looks like now. We built this parlay. It is up to plus 437. Do you want to add the leg of the Cardinals on the run line to it?
No.
Okay.
I say we leave it. As is.
All right. Let's take a look at it.
Too many legs.
Let's take a look at it. Padres money line, Cubs run line, and Mariners money line gives us plus 437. $10 gets you 53.70, 43.70 profit, or $100 gets you $437 profit. We would take that in a heartbeat. While I'm here share my screen. Let me go to the positive EV page. All right, and the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to make sure that we've got the recommended filters in there and today's date, which we do. So the recommended filters, how does this work, Mike?
What do you mean, and how does it work? What are you asking me?
I'm asking you the premise of the recommended filters.
So essentially, if you were to place about 100 of these bets, you should expect a profit over time. And not only that, one thing I'm noticing with a lot of these recommended plays is that some of them, not all of them, but a lot of them have very high win probabilities. So when you look at some of the win probabilities, I've seen some within the 57 to 59% win probability range. That is extremely high, meaning these plays are probably plays that have the most likelihood of hitting and you making money. So I think that that's a very, very great thing because essentially you're just ensuring that you're taking plays that have super high win probabilities. So yeah, you may not win, but chances are when you look at the percentage, you've got a much higher percentage of it hitting than not hitting. And they're higher percentages than what you normally would see. You know, I mean, I take positive EV plays with only 48% win probability, but I factor in the other things that I look at. And when you take a look at some, and I'm confident with that, you take a look at a 57, 59% win probability, that's pretty good. So that just ensures a lot of confidence. It's a way for you to profit some money, and it's a way to learn the product and make money, essentially. I mean, let's face it, that's the end all be all. And with a higher win probability, you're putting yourself in a better chance of making money. So I would say you got to roll with a lot of them.
Very, very well explained, Mike. That's why I put you on the spot there. You do a great job of that. The first one I'm going to look at is this Jose Suarez over 4.5 player strikeouts, minus 175 on the perfect line. Minus 146 when you take the juice out, the no vig fair odds. We put a column in there for that, and we bold faced all this too. I know it's a 46-cent market width, but we need to take that and throw that away. It's minus 116 on FanDuel, and Mike's right. This is a 59% probability.
Yes,
you've got to hit it. You got to get it now.
That's a really good one to take. And again, high market width, but again, you're factoring in everything else. You got a high win probability. That's a check mark in our direction.
Right.
You've got good value. What was that? You didn't tell us what value you were getting that at, Bob. What were you getting that play at?
I got it at minus 116 on FanDuel.
So minus 116. The fair odds were what? Minus 146 or something like that.
The fair odds, yes.
So there's two check marks in your direction that you like. Market width is a little high, but again, I don't necessarily think that's a knock. And then are you getting pretty good value on the play? Yes. So lots of things working in your favor to look at it and say, you know what, high market width, but big deal. I've got a high win probability. I'm getting really good value on it. And it's a play that's likely going to hit and make money. Why wouldn't you not take it?
Okay. So now here is a play that I got to ask you about. This is one of those recommended plays. This is the Mets. It just popped up. New York Mets on the run line plus 2.5, minus 234 on the perfect line, minus 207 when you take the juice out, 38-cent market width, minus 200. Now it's a minus 200.
No, why? I don't know why you're even looking at that, dude. No,
I'm making a point here. Okay. The point is that some of these pop up. It's a 67% chance to win.
Well, yeah, of course
but it's minus 200. How many minus 200 plays are you going to make and make money out here? We're about making money, right?
Yeah, it's about making money, but on a play like that, I mean, let's face it, Bob, minus 200, buddy. Like, no, thanks. That's just
what I just said, Mike. It's about making money. Okay, I'm making a point here. This is a recommended filter play.
No, I get it.
That I wouldn't do. Just like this. But Pirates Red Sox over 6.5 total runs. It's minus 190. I mean, why am I making that play? I'm just not going to do that. Now, take a look at what happened to the run line, which the game's already started. The Phillies actually became a positive EV play. Your
I'm going to
bet
get to a comment here, Bob. Glenn says, I've been seeing some of these recommended player props with high market widths yesterday and today around 41 or 45 or 44. Are they still smart to play? Yes. Yes. As long as, I mean, again, you saw the two plays Bob pointed out, minus 190, minus 200. I wouldn't even bother with those. The minus 116 play that we saw with a 46 cent market width, I'll take that all day because it's got a super high win probability. You're getting good value on it. Minus 116 is not bad. And when you take a look at what Pinnacle priced it at, and then when you take a look at what the fair odds for the play are, there's no doubt you're doing great there. So yes, Glenn, to answer your question, still worth taking a look at and taking, no doubt about it.
Okay, so let me throw something else at you along the same lines. Okay.
Okay.
I just wanted to point out to you that your play on the Phillies run line just became a positive EV play in the recommended filters, Mike. But the game's already started. So I don't even know if you can get that right now, but you could get it for plus 110 on PointsBet. So if you could bet that live right now, which sometimes the books leave it open that you can bet that run line like right now. If you can, I would jump on it. It's also like almost a 50% probability of winning. So too. All right, let's change our filters here. Let's get away from the recommended. Let's go to the normal filters here.
Yes, let's do it.
And let's click off the player props for a second. And let us do today's the date range. We got that. Let's do a market width of 25 cent max.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right.
And let's see what we got here. All right. We got a couple tennis plays. All right.
Let's take a look at those tennis plays.
We've got Putin Siva. Wow. Against Madison Keys. Plus 130, 15 cent market width. Plus 118 on the perfect line. Plus 124. You take out the juice. Plus 130 on Caesars. And Mike, I think I want to hit this.
Yeah, click on that play and let's see what the value is on the other books, Bob.
Okay, I sure will.
Let's just take a look and see what kind of value we're really getting on this. So who we going with? The guy, yeah, you know who.
Yeah.
We got some line discrepancy there. I mean, you can see you're not going to get better than plus 120 anywhere else. And then after that, if you know, only plus 110 on DraftKings, only plus 114 on PointsBet. Is that plus 110 as well on BetMGM? Yes.
Yes, it is.
So yeah, there's some good line discrepancy there for sure. I mean, I definitely would roll.
I say we hit it.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, plus odds as well.
Yeah. If you can get it for plus 130, as long as the line hasn't moved, which sometimes that happens. Okay?
Yeah, it looked like it did. It showed plus 130 and now plus.
Yeah, now it's not play. Sometimes that happens, folks.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it does. These lines move quick.
Yes, very quick. So here is an interesting play, Mike. You got the Pirates and the Red Sox. This is almost a butterfly play, which the one last night, Mike, I lost by the hook.
Ugh.
Yeah. I had 7.5 and it wound up 8.
Yeah.
So here we are with an under 9 and an under 7.5 in this play. Okay. Both on DraftKings, Pirates and Red Sox, under 9 total runs. Obviously that's minus 150. Juiced up. I would actually play this and put a half a unit on the other one and see where we roll. If we hit in between, we're going to break even. If it hits 8, it's going to break even. This is plus 120. There's enough there that if that hits, it's going to actually offset what we lost. And we'd actually have a little bit of profit. Not a lot, but a little bit. That's a play that I like to make. I got real quick an NRFI in the Blue Jays Orioles game. Do you like or not?
An NRFI in the Blue Jays Orioles game.
Yes.
Once again, we're in a situation, a lot of YRFIs for Toronto, a lot of NRFIs for Baltimore. You look at last night, believe that the YRFI would have hit. We got
Right.
we got Manawa and Creamer on the mound. I think I'd roll with an NRFI here.
Okay. All right. Let's hit that one. I'm just going to put a half a unit on that.
Because when you get two teams like Baltimore and Toronto, they're in different directions in terms of how often YRFIs and NRFIs hit, and essentially those are like a coin flip anyway, more or less. Let's face it, you kind of just got to go with getting the good value on that, and instead of trying to, you can handicap it and do okay, but essentially, I mean, either a run's going to be scored or it's not, right?
Right. Okay. Do you want to look at player props real quick or not?
We could take a look at a couple of player props.
All right. I'm going to change it to just player props. Change the market width to 40. And see what we come up with.
I would be interested to see if there's any value on Pavetta on his over strikeouts.
Okay. Well, I'll check that in a second, but I'm telling you one that I'm going to hit right now. Patrick Corbin over 5.5 player hits. I'm taking the Cubs on the run line, and Patrick Corbin has been horrible this year.
Yeah.
8.62%, 54% probability. You got to hit it. I mean, I don't see any reason that one doesn't get there.
No, I would roll with that as well. I mean, now he may strike some guys out because he is a strikeout pitcher, and the Cubs do strike out at a pretty decent amount. But yeah, I
think here's a perfect example for you, Glenn. Now you're going down here and you see Patrick Corbin under 2.5 player earned runs. I'm not gonna go over on player hits and then under on player earned runs.
Yeah,
not gonna do it. Don't trust the guy. He's really had a terrible year, and I'm glad the Cardinals didn't trade for him.
There's Pavetta on player outs.
There's Pavetta under on player strikeouts.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know. Over on player outs, under on player strikeouts. I'm going to tell you one I'm going with, and it hit last night because he hit a home run. It's Vlad Guerrero. He tears up the Orioles over 1.5 player bases.
What's that number, though, on his strikeouts?
5.5.
Under 5.5.
Yeah, but I'm hitting this Guerrero one. It won last night. I'm going to hit it again. He's playing the Orioles. He tears them up.
Yeah, I would definitely roll with that. I'll stay away from him on the under because I just, Pittsburgh strikes out a lot, dude. Like, I mean, they're a bad team. So yeah, and they're not exactly anything scary offensively. So you wouldn't expect Pittsburgh to knock him out of the game early or anything.
Right.
Anything can happen, though. Hey, let's be honest. Anything can happen.
Here's one that I'd stay away from. It's Dylan Cease under 1.5 player earned runs. I know he's a heck of a pitcher who's had a great year. He's playing the Astros.
Okay? Yeah, but you saw last night. It was a shame for Houston last night. They were up 2-0 most of the game, and then the eighth inning, bottom of the eighth, the White Sox get 4 runs, and that was kind of a shame because the bullpen really did them no favors, Houston, last night. So, but Houston was only able to get a couple runs off of Cueto last night. So, but right. Yeah, Cease is a little better, but I'll stay away from it too because I've got him winning tonight.
I'm going to stay away from that one. Let me go to my bet tracker. Let's look what we just put in on this show. Okay, so we start off with the Mariners and the Angels. This was one of those recommended positive EV plays. Jose Suarez over 4.5 player strikeouts, -116 on FanDuel. Putin Siva on the money line in the tennis match on Caesars. Under 9 and under 7.5 on DraftKings. for the Pirates and Red Sox total runs. We got a NRFI between the Blue Jays and the Orioles, plus 106 on FanDuel. Patrick Corbin, over 5.5 player hits allowed, plus 100 on Caesars. And Vlad Guerrero, over 1.5 player bases, minus 110 on FanDuel. Mike, you ready for the dashboard? You're going to freak out here, dude. 34 profit. $230 in pending bets.
Yeah.
9% return on investment. 51% beating the closing line value. And I want you to look. This is extremely important. Early on, I was not in a groove with the positive EV page. But if you look at the last couple of months, I'm in the groove with the positive EV page. Yeah. And right now, baseball has exceeded hockey in profit. And, of course, positive EV is numero uno. So there you go. There is my bet tracker. There's the positive EV page. I think we covered everything pretty good. And, Mike, I just want to point something out. This is the most viewers that we've had on this show since we've gone to the new channel. So
awesome.
Thank you guys very much.
Let's keep breaking records, and
we got to, because we're on a channel that we're having to promote it and get it going. So let's get it going. We appreciate everybody's support. Mike, you got anything else, or I'm going to get out of here?
No, I've got nothing else. Let's make some money tonight, and me and Bob will try to get some more videos and some more content out for y'all, and we appreciate y'all tuning in. And make sure, if you haven't already, go to oddsjam.com, start that 7-day free trial. If you've never heard anything about it, just do it.
Do it. All right. That's it.
Free. 7 days for free.
See you tomorrow.